Now, I wanted to get our next guest on as soon as I read a piece he had written in the New York Post about the way the left was treating Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, a black American who pulled himself up from very humble beginnings to rise to the highest court in the land. But because he doesn't vote the way the so-called progressive, but frankly, I think they're more regressive, left say he should, well, it's open season. Now, Adam Coleman wrote in the Post this week, quote, "White progressives feel emboldened to use racially inflammatory language like Uncle Tom directed at black people who don't behave the way they feel is acceptably black because black progressives allow it to happen." Mr. Coleman is an author, an entrepreneur, public speaker, and the founder of Wrong Think Publishing, and it is my pleasure to introduce him to you tonight. Adam, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So walk us through what has been going on here with Clarence Thomas and the reaction of the left ever since this Roe V Wade decision came down. We've seen a lot of heat out of this decision this past week. What has been directed at Clarence Thomas?
What's been directed at Clarence Thomas is actually how progressives really feel about black people. And I mean that sincerely. The problem has always been that progressives project everything that they feel onto other people. And I've been spending basically about a year pointing out all the hypocrisy coming from progressives, enacting policies that hurt the very people they claim to care about. And I know the reason why, but I wasn't going to scream racism because that's what everybody else does. But this is a perfect opportunity to point out exactly how they really feel. As I put it, they lifted the veil and they showed their faces. This is who they really are, and we should believe them. So not too many opportunities come this way to have us highlight the level of racism, the level of animosity that comes towards black conservatives, black Republicans, or anybody who is relatively to the right of what they think a black person should be.
And we've seen this from both white and black progressives. I want to play a little clip here of Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot leading a charming little chant with a crowd about Clarence Thomas. Have a look at this.
Now we know what happened with the Supreme Court yesterday. And if you read Clarence Thomas' concurrence, he said, "Thank you, Clarence Thomas."
Oh, you Clarence Thomas!
Charming stuff, as you can see, Adam. That's a pretty racially diverse group there. Is that really an example of exactly what you're talking about?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The thing that people don't really discuss is how black elites are part of the problem too, and many of them are progressive. So black elites weaponize their race whenever it's necessary, and they use it to keep people in line or gatekeep other black people. But when in reality, race for them is a small hindrance, if anything at all. They live a life as a one percenter, just like Lori Lightfoot. Lori can basically say, defund the police while making sure that her street is protected when people come and protest her. That is the life of an elite. It doesn't matter that she's black or not, but she uses, or she may use, or any other black elite will use their race whenever it's convenient, and try to also paint black people as being poor, pathetic, weak, incapable, all at the same time as they're living a very capable life, have overcome obstacles, and living very successful lives in the meantime.
And is that going to turn off just ordinary middle-class black and Hispanic and minority Americans as they look to who they're going to vote for both in November at the midterms and in 2024?
Well, I mean, I think the economy was doing that already. So, to be honest with you, but I will say this: I basically spent the past, basically since Roe V Wade came out, I've been on a tear on Twitter pointing out the level of racism, explaining to them that basically progressives are the racists. And New York Post gave me the opportunity to put it in an article form. But I've had so many people say, "Man, I knew it was something, but I didn't see it until this happened." And the fact that he's the only justice who's being petitioned to be removed from his seat, he's the only justice that they keep talking about. There is a level of vitriol that comes in his direction when he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the person that penned it. for the decision, yet he's the one who's receiving all of the scrutiny. And I find that very convenient.
Adam, thank you so much for that. We're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for your time.